He's a good player. Overrated in terms of, I think, his potential, in my opinion.
Just a disagreement. I think he's going to be a multiple-time All-Star, and I think he's one of the great young talents in the NBA still. I do. Okay, there's 5 or 6 guys on that team that I would like to have on my team, okay? De'Aaron Fox, 1. Tyrese Halliburton, 2. Davion Mitchell, 3. Buddy Hield, 4. Marvin Bagley, 5. Rashawn Holmes, 6. Harrison Barnes, 7. Okay, so I'm up to 7, and I haven't even looked at their roster. I don't know if there's anybody else offhand. I would have to let me pull up their roster and just see if there's anybody else that
Tristan
I would
Thompson?
care about. Absolutely not. What are you talking about?
Just want to get your reaction.
Yeah, I don't care about Alex Len either. So, yeah, that's it. I mean, there's 7.
Met too?
Nah, I don't care. 7 guys.
Yeah, okay. Well,
that's not that far off. I could augment that.
Yeah, but it's not the highest quality 7. I mean, like, how many of those do you want as your 1, 2, or 3? I don't even think I put De'Aaron Fox in that category. I know that might be harsh after he averaged 25 points per game last season, but he's an inefficient guy, dude. De'Aaron Fox is the most overrated point guard in all of basketball after what he did last season. He's a solid player. He has a long way to go. His shooting is too inconsistent. And I think I want to compare him to Ja Morant because they're speedy, athletic point guards who get downhill, who get to the basket. So I want to compare them for that reason. Ja Morant is the far superior player for a couple of different reasons. He's a far superior player because his feel for the game as a playmaker. He's such a better passer, ability to manipulate defenders and create opportunities for his teammates. It is just on another level compared to De'Aaron Fox. And secondly, and this is the big differentiator between these two, Fox is just not an efficient scorer from the perimeter. Ja Morant has shown every year that he's getting better and better and better and better and better as a shooter. You see it this season with his ability to pull up from 3, his ability to shoot off the catch. He's a better shooter. You see it from his touch on layups and floaters and runners and from the free throw line. Ja Morant also, one more thing, Chris, a better leader. A better leader, a guy who motivates his teammates.
I can get down with that.
A motivator.
I can get down with that, but
I don't think Fox is the guy there.
I love Fox. I love him, and I think that this is we break ways on this. I love Fox. I do think he is like a Morant. And I think one of the big differences... Do you think I'm giving up too early? Yes.
Let's say I'm McNair. I'm running the Kings.
Let me tell you something.
I'd be wanting to trade Fox to get other pieces.
Absolutely not.
I'd be wanting to trade Fox to get worse.
Absolutely not.
Because I want higher draft odds.
Absolutely not.
I want to roll the dice again.
No.
If I'm the Kings.
I would build with Fox. This is madness. It took this long. It took this long for you to care about Lonzo, who was terrible last year. But I'm saying they're the same.
I don't know what you mean.
But they're the same draft class. So
I've liked Lonzo for years, though.
Yeah, I know. But if we're talking about their development and we're talking about where they are in the trajectory of their careers,
Lonzo's gotten better every year of his career.
So is De'Aaron Fox. What are you talking about? He started off slow in these first 15 games. Who do you want him to throw the ball to? Seriously. He's playing in a starting lineup with Rashawn Holmes, who you have to create the shot for, Harrison Barnes, who stands out in the corner, Mo Harkless, who couldn't throw it in the ocean, and then he's got a second-year guy in Tyrese Halliburton playing next to him. I mean, Ja Morant has a much better crew to chuck that ball around to and to play make with.
Ja's also the guy, dude. Ja's the leader. Ja's going to be one of the best leaders in basketball.
Yeah,
Fox is
he's also coming in his development. People see the Ja highlights. Look, it's still coming with him.
Of course
People weren't talking about what an amazing leader he was on Saturday night when they got beat by 40 by Minnesota. It's development. You're young. You treat your career much differently when you're 25 and 26 and 27 than you do when you're 21, 22, and 23. That's just the way it is. Your priorities change. You care about the sleep you get. You care about the food you eat. You just mature. And Fox is an amazing talent. Amazing. If you watch those two play against each other, it's like a mirror.
Like I said, they're similar.
I'm a Fox guy.
They're similar, Chris, but like I said, with De'Aaron Fox, he's made some improvements over his now 5 years in the NBA. He got better at getting to the line, got better at drawing fouls, got better at finishing at the rim, and he showed flashes of being better as a shooter, but then he'd take steps back and he would regress and get worse. It's been very inconsistent for him as a shooter. And with De'Aaron Fox, I think just my overall point here is it's not like he's a bad player. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm just saying I don't view him in that potential upper echelon of point guards. The league is loaded with guys who handle the ball, who create, who generate offense for you. There's so many of them. And if let's say you did want to trade De'Aaron Fox, I'm not sure how many teams are doing jumping jacks thinking, oh, yeah, I want him, because every team has a guard. So I'm just thinking in terms of how I would want to build this roster out. Fox, to me, in year one of his 5-year max contract, is not the guy that I'd want to do it with. I would want another roll of the dice with a clean reset here with Davion Mitchell instead, with Tyrese Halliburton instead, and moving Fox out of the way in order to increase your probability or to get back a player in return who's more of a forward, a 3, a 4, or a 5, a bigger player to complement those younger guys with Tyrese Halliburton and Davion Mitchell. So as much as we're talking about Fox specifically and his own talents as a player, I only say that as part of my overall roster construction argument. He's a good player, overrated in terms of, I think, his potential, in my opinion. And I would just want to reshuffle the deck here, get worse this season, forget about the postseason. You're going to get slaughtered even if you get in. It doesn't matter.
I mean, look, it's just a disagreement.
Yeah, and it's fine. Like I think it's perfectly okay.
It's just a disagreement. I think he's going to be a multiple-time All-Star, and I think he's one of the great young talents in the NBA still. I do. I am a Fox guy. He is the least of the Kings' problems, and I think you're elevating it to the most of. They need structure in the front office, structure on the sidelines, and a buy-in from everybody pulling the same rope on talent, bringing in talent, and augmenting what they already have. Because I do think that they've got some desirable young talent on that team still.
Yeah, but like bringing in the equivalent of Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick, you know what those guys would do? They'd change everything on the roster.
Oh, there's no question.
What they would do. So that's all I'm arguing for.
Oh, I don't believe that to be true. I don't think they'd change everything.
They you know who they would keep? They would keep Tyrese Halliburton, high IQ player, excellent playmaker.
He's not going to be an all-star, though.
Yeah, but I'm saying guys you keep. I'm not saying he's going to be an all-star. All I'm saying is guys you would keep. You'd keep Tyrese Halliburton. You would keep Davion Mitchell. And other than that, I'm not sure there's anything in the Kings roster that you'd be keeping other than guys who are placeholders for your hopeful, eventual guys who make you a consistent playoff team every single year. There's the only two on the roster, Halliburton and Mitchell.
If we're going to be fair, I mean, Davion Mitchell started 37% from the field, 27% from three.
He's not a good player right now, and he's 23 years old as a rookie. Like it's very possible he never develops offensively.
So he's like the same age as De'Aaron Fox?
Yeah, he is. Which is crazy to think. Isn't that crazy to think about?
Yeah, and one of them's averaged 25 points a game already. What the hell are we talking about?
But I know, but like he's still just a rookie, though, in terms of his development. Age is, he was a late bloomer at Baylor. He could be a late bloomer in the NBA, too. I think that's important to keep in mind, whereas Fox was a high achiever in high school, a high achiever in college, a high achiever early in his NBA career. I mean, everybody's developmental trajectory is much different. And Mitchell may not pan out, but he's a keeper because he's in the first year of his rookie deal.
I think it's very difficult.
And just like, I think in terms of roster construction, to me, McNair drafting Halliburton and drafting Mitchell, that kind of says something about the direction he wants to go with this team. I don't think you can necessarily have all three of those guards if you're competing in the playoffs. If all those guys work out and you're paying Halliburton $20 million a year, and you're paying Fox $30 million a year. And then you get Mitchell coming up. If he works out and you're paying him $18, $20, $25 million a year, if you're paying like over $80, $90 million of your cap to three guards who are under 6'5", I don't think that's smart roster.
I tell you this,
to me, that's an indicator of what's going to happen to Fox, and it'll be a trade at some point.
I would right now. Well, look, it might be to get, but like whoever takes over, if the team doesn't win, that guy probably won't get to see it through either. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll replace him because that's what they do. They replace management. They replace the coaches. And so this is your chance, if you're him, to say it's the coach's fault. The roster is better than how it's performed. It's the coach's fault. And so now he needs somebody to come through for him. I think I would start I would take my chances if I'm him, and I would say, all right, Alvin Gentry's my interim, but I'm not having Alvin Gentry coach this entire season. I'm not doing that. I'm going to bring somebody else in. And I mean, I saw like some of the gambling odds on this, and I saw one of the favorites, and it's exactly what I would do. I would go attempt to poach Kenny Atkinson right now. It's exactly what I would do.